A bill that would change the way our vehicles run sits in the Minnesota legislature awaiting to be approved. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brandon McElwain.
And I'm Nicole King. While a bill to make our car and truck emissions cleaner may be sputtering, there's still some hope for it. Some Minnesota legislators want to adopt California's automobile emissions standards. They say it'll lead to cleaner air. But as ABC 6 News reporter Donnie Rolls tells us, Minnesota automobile dealers say it's a bad idea that will only lead to trouble.
Minnesota lawmakers may adopt California's auto-emission standards, the strictest auto-emission regulations in the country.
It's going to clash once it hits Minnesota's laws.
Scott Lambert represents 454 Minnesota car dealers who say that's a bad idea.
Minnesotans love their trucks, and car dealers love selling trucks to Minnesotans.
California's auto dealers must meet an average rate of carbon emissions among their entire fleet, cars and trucks. Cars emit less carbon than trucks. Lambert says California's laws work for them, but they wouldn't work for Minnesota because we buy more trucks than cars. Lambert says the law would mean dealers would have to ration the number of trucks they could sell to meet the new standards.
The reality is that there are trucks in the fleets of U.S. manufacturers today that would meet the 2015 standards today.
Environmental activist Ray Schmitz says we already have trucks that meet the rigorous emission standards. He says the laws will change what the manufacturers make, but shouldn't affect dealers too much.
People could still buy trucks. They'll just be cleaner trucks.
Lambert says the bill would not provide significant benefits to the environment. He says cuts to carbon emissions under Minnesota's current federal guidelines would happen just a few years later than under California's law. Schmidt says the environment is the important thing, and we shouldn't let inconvenience determine our decisions. Donnie Rolls, ABC 6 News.
Now, the emission standards could also deal a heavy blow to the ethanol industry. Lambert says ethanol flex fuel vehicles do poorly on emissions tests. He says the law would make flex fuel vehicles impractical to dealers trying to stay under those emission guidelines, and the demand for our homeborn ethanol would plummet.